Greetings and salutations, my buddy. Take a moment to pause. Take a minute to let the world around you become blurry. Imagine a hummingbird flying directly at a sunflower, sprinkling golden dust like heavenly sparks, rather than gliding through the air with elegance. You are now surrounded by that kind of energy. Unrepentant, alive, unstoppable. You've had a feeling. The rumbling in your chest that won't stop. The sensation that something enormous is taking place under the surface of your normal existence. And you kept your inner life alive throughout it all. Everything the world throws at you, now there's a fire inside you. There's also too much patience for it to remain buried. A motionless picture in a frame is not who you are. You are a living work of art that is continually being repainted by the forces of divine design, time, and emotion. Your tale gains a new thread every day. Some glimmer like sunshine, moments of happiness, achievement, or closeness. Others have softer reflections and deeper hues. You didn't believe you'd make it through those nights. And then there are the startling moments of insight, the unplanned outbursts of laughter, insight, or calm. Each and every thread counts, even the ones that are knotted. It's likely that you have spent too much time staring at the tangles, heartaches, delays, and incorrect turns. However, they're not defects. These are the textures that add beauty to your tapestry. Take a time to relax. Can you see how your depth was shaped by each challenge? How did each challenging circumstance bring you closer to yourself? Your brightness seems so deserved today because of the same areas that formerly made you feel damaged. I'm aware that there's a part of you that's always looking forward. A breakthrough, a dream, a better version of oneself. And that hunger, it's sacred. But remember this fact. You don't have to wait for the miracle. This is all taking place under the unbounded, watchful eye of God. You become the person you are now because you had to learn life the hard way. Imagine a train traveling quickly to its goal while passing by all the beautiful scenery. When you hurry your own unfolding, that's what occurs. Your patience is not being tested by God. You're learning presence from Him. Because your tale does not halt at this point. It's the narrative. You are taking a breath. The silent prod that led you here. The knowledge that there is nothing left to pursue. You are a miracle from God. When you just let yourself to be. Only in reality does a rare frequency resonate. You've experienced it before. When you quit acting, you feel instantly at ease. The song that fills your chest when you express what your soul really wants to say. Your signature note is that. And now, other people have started to sense it as well. Not just you. It could be mirrored by others. Make an effort to reverberate your energy. Even your essence may be copied. However, keep in mind that mirrors may reflect light rather than generate it. You have a unique radiance. You can't borrow it. It is barely perceptible. It is not intrusive to imitate. It's affirmative. God is demonstrating to you that your frequency is so powerful that it may cause others to recognize you. You are not someone else's duplicate. You are what the world didn't realize it needed. The original blueprint. There is more to life than eternal sunshine. Your trip has depth because of the way light and shadow dance together. However, you and I are both aware that there were times when you questioned why the weight would not go away, why it seemed like tranquility was only a step away. In actuality, however, heaviness was not an indication of a problem. It was getting you ready to go back to your own self, to the divine breath that is inside you. Your heart widened with each pang. Wisdom was fashioned out of every stillness. Each setback sowed the seeds for something far more vibrant. Confusion has been transformed into compassion. Loneliness into power ends into precious new beginnings. And you have been learning the alchemy of acceptance. This is no longer survival. Transfiguration is what it is. You've been forged by pressure to become light, not the sort that flickers in the rising breeze. As you discovered, blessings may not always be immediately apparent. But if you dig a little deeper, you'll discover whole worlds of grace waiting right now. And after a while, everything begins to make sense. When your spirit clears, even if the fog doesn't, you are now standing on the brink of a new world, seeing your old anxieties turn into clarity. The path does not stop here. It's just before takeoff. You no longer wait for God to take notice of you. He has already done so. This message discovered you for that reason, to serve as a reminder that you have transcended the belief in miracles to actually experiencing them. Every tale has a scene when the protagonist is unaware that things are going to change. The sky seems the same. Everything seems to be silent. Behind the scenes, however, heaven is altering everything. You are that. You cannot bring heavenly light into spaces that live on confusion. Thus, God is now improving your surroundings to fit your anointing. Yes, the shift may seem lonely, yet God whispers designs in isolation. He delivers instructions there that those who aren't allocated to your next chapter can't hear. No one is isolating you. They're protecting you, safeguarded as the design develops. Consider this. All miracles start out in obscurity. Before the disclosure, every change begins with separation. The retreat is always an option. Therefore, it's not because you've fallen behind if you feel like you're being drawn away from all you know. The reason for this is that heaven is drawing you forward. The version of you that God created behind closed doors is about to emerge into the world, to complete something, not to prove anything. Your soul contains a poem that has been awaiting public recitation for years. When you were still recovering, he said, "It's the promise." And now that you're here, he's fulfilling that promise. People won't realize how much internal moving it takes to become this calm, this perceptive, and this serene when they see you next. However, God does. Fire hasn't shattered you. It has purified you. Storms have not drowned you. They have trained you. You now move differently as a result. Why? When you enter rooms that used to deplete you, peace follows because you don't have charm. Consecration is what it is. And you are living proof that time is redeemed by God. Every setback served as a cover for divine rerouting, and every delay included a lesson. Pay careful attention. Unexpected kinds of beauty are going to resurface. You believe you had lost something, a chance, a link. You're regaining some of your delight with more purity, because God does not return what you have lost when he restores. He provides you with what you were always supposed to have. There will be an odd alignment in the days ahead. You'll say, "I was just considering this," and then all of a sudden it will show up. It's no accident. Coordination is what it is. Where you felt left behind, grace is coming back in waves. Where you felt forgotten, you'll begin to feel swept up and carried. You'll experience being divinely precisely viewed. The person who began this chapter is no longer you. The way you walk, speak, pray, and even sleep, everything has changed. And it ought to, because you have been used to the regularity of satisfaction. Heaven hears you differently when you speak today, because what you say matters. You no longer pray in fear, because you were created in the quiet of surrender. You pray in collaboration. You no longer plead. You think. And for that same reason, blessings are coming more often these days, because they are no longer resisted by your energy. Your surroundings will notice a change. A clearer you, not a louder you. A true light, not a brighter mask. Ironically, you won't have to provide any explanations at all. Your work will speak for itself. You've been gathering puzzle parts for a very long time. Small, seemingly unrelated teachings. However, God is going to show you how everything works together. The insight that will guide others was born out of the agony that humbled you. The empathy that heals was once a rejection that left you injured. The quiet that annoyed you turned to silence. Your next action is anchored by clarity. The divine equation of purpose is that everything was recycled. Nothing was squandered. Just know that this is the bridge moment, the holy transitional space, when heaven completes details you cannot see. If you find yourself standing between where you were and where you are heading, people will soon claim that you have changed. And because you know it wasn't random, you'll grin. It was the hand of God. Silently, he constructed you. He allowed miscommunication to shield you from misalignment. Delay was his guide. He is now making everything complete. The world isn't being presented to you. They're exposing you. A time when everything finally makes sense is coming for the version of you who matured through suffering, believed through quiet, and prayed through tears. This discovery was not made at random. Your perseverance is being answered in divine time. So keep your head up, take a deep breath, and go ahead. God doesn't squander seasons because he knows this. He finishes them, and you stand the beginning of a fulfilled promise, my love, a work of art in motion, a live proof that he was creating something lovely named you despite the turmoil and waiting. I really appreciate you joining me on this adventure. If this message struck a chord with you, kindly share and subscribe to keep in touch. Select the video on your screen that most speaks to you to continue your awakening journey. I'll see you there.